हेलो एवरीवन। तो आप लोग अपने अपने ड्रीम कॉलेज में जाने के लिए जेई के प्रिपरेशन में खूब मेहनत कर रहे होगे, ठीक है। लेकिन क्या कभी आपने सोचा है कि अगर उसी ड्रीम कॉलेज के प्रोफेसर से आपको टिप्स एंड ट्रिक जेई के प्रिपरेशन के रिगार्डिंग मिल जाए तो कितना अच्छा होगा। तो इस वीडियो में मैं आप लोगों के लिए एक वीडियो लेके आया हूँ जिसमें आईआईटी के प्रोफेसर आप लोगों को जेई रिलेटेड टिप्स देंगे, जनरल पर्पस, नॉट कि फिजिक्स कैसे पढ़ना है, केमिस्ट्री कैसे पढ़ना है, मैथ कैसे पढ़ना है, ये टिप्स आपको नहीं मिलेंगे। लेकिन जो जनरल टिप्स होते हैं वो मिलेंगे। देखो, आईआईटी के प्रोफेसर से टिप्स लेने का मेन फ़ायदा क्या है पता है? क्योंकि देखो, बाकी लोग जो भी टीचर वगैरह है उनका टिप्स और गाइडेंस में भी बायस्ड हो सकता है, क्योंकि उनको अपना कोर्स भी सेल करना रहता है, बाकी चीज़ भी देखना रहता है क्यों। लेकिन आईआईटी के प्रोफेसर के साथ ऐसा कोई भी ये नहीं है, उनको बेचने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है उनके पास। आप लोगों से वो लोग क्या बेचेंगे? इसीलिए एकदम पूरा ऑनेस्ट वो वीडियो है, इसीलिए प्लीज़ उस वीडियो को देखिए आप लोग। ये वीडियो किनका है? देखो, ये वीडियो है आईआईटी के प्रोफेसर का, जो कि आईआईटी खड़गपुर के हैं, और उनका नाम है प्रोफेसर जीवन ज्योति चक्रवर्ती, ठीक है। इनका एक यूट्यूब पे चैनल भी है, वहीं से मैंने इस वीडियो को लिया है। और इस वीडियो में उन्होंने पूरा कंप्लीट गाइड किया है कि कैसे एक जेई स्टूडेंट को क्या क्या टिप्स को फॉलो करना चाहिए, वो चीज़ पूरा उन्होंने बताया है। और ये वीडियो मेनली ड्रॉपर के लिए होने वाला है, लेकिन आप लोग अगर ड्रॉपर नहीं हो फिर भी देखो, आप लोगों को बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा, ठीक है। तो चलो वीडियो स्टार्ट करते हैं।
Hello everyone. Based on the many requests that I have been receiving in the comment sections of my previous videos, as well as on the results of the poll that I had set up in the community post, I have decided to make a different sort of video on giving some sort of advice for JEE aspirants, especially those who are dropping or repeating. Now, this is probably going to be my first and last ever video giving such advice for JEE preparation. Please note that I have myself never trained anyone at the +2 level for JEE, and I do not think I have the expertise or the experience to give expert advice on such things. Nevertheless, I have decided to make this video uh, because I think that unlike many other YouTube channels where so-called experts give advice, uh, I don't have anything to sell. Okay, so I think if I share some of my thoughts, it'll be useful for the candidates who are dropping or repeating to make some important decisions. Please note that I'm not going to give any specific tips on the preparation of physics, chemistry, or mathematics. Okay, this is general advice. The first thing that I would like you to think about is that where do you actually stand? Okay, what I mean by that is do some introspection and think about your actual position now if you're dropping or repeating. Suppose you have gotten admission into one of the NITs or a good government college. In the context of West Bengal here, I know of certain institutes, for example, Jadavpur University and IIST Shibpur, which are more than excellent. So if you're in one of those NITs, these kinds of very good colleges, you are all set. You don't need my advice. You are at a stage of maturity and preparation where you can decide for yourself. So you can close this video and leave. But just before leaving, I'll just say one thing, that if you are thinking about preparing for JEE second attempt, then just be careful not to screw up your first year results in the institute that you are currently in. Okay, so under no circumstances your first year results of your current institute should be hampered by your JEE preparation of second attempt. Next, suppose you have not gotten admission into any of these NITs or good government colleges or any other proper institute. Then I ask you to ask yourself this question: why is it that you did not get through JEE? And I don't just mean that you did not get through JEE into IITs. I'm saying that why didn't you even get into the NITs or a good college? Why is that? Now, if the answer to this question is that you needed more hard work, okay, then I will ask you to be extra careful, to seriously rethink. Because you see, this phrase, more hard work is needed, uh, this is not something actionable. Okay, this is just like a hope that you will do more hard work this time. It is actually worse than a hope, it is a fantasy. Okay, so you seriously rethink if the only answer to this question, that why you did not get through the first attempt, is more hard work. On the other hand, suppose your answer is that you did not have the time to prepare such and such topics, and if you had maybe 2-3 months extra, you could have prepared those topics and then you could have scored more. Maybe certain questions had a combination of knowledge from various topics, and because you were missing out on those topics, you were not able to answer a number of questions in each of the subjects, and that's why you did not get through. Now that is very specific knowledge. That is something that you can actually work on. All right, so if that is your answer, it's good. Suppose your answer is that you were at a level of preparation where you knew the theory and you had the knowledge, but somehow you were not at the stage where you had the sufficient speed to answer the questions in the given time. Now that also is something actionable. You can work on it, you can improve, you can get a better rank next time. Okay, so introspect, think where you are standing and think very honestly. Don't let anyone, not even your parents, your elder siblings, brothers, sisters, your seniors, and certainly not the coaching institute experts, tell you what you want, what you need. You decide for yourself, and accordingly you prepare. This is my advice. This is the main thing that I wanted to talk about. Again, another important thing is, 1 year from now, where do you see yourself? Okay, this is something to think about. Suppose, let's say for argument's sake, that your preparation gets a little bit better and you do manage to end up, let's say for argument's sake, you get into one of the IITs. Let's say for argument's sake, you get into one of the older IITs. Okay, and so everyone is happy, everyone is congratulating you 1 year down the line, very happy. But in your heart, you are not quite happy because you did not get the branch or the department which you were aspiring for, okay, which you thought is the best, you did not get that. Okay, now I have seen in my experience, both as a student, among my friends, my juniors, as well as now that I am a faculty here at IIT Kharagpur, I have seen this happen to many students, that they somehow join the institute. I have seen in other institutes also that they just join it, and then all throughout their college life, they suffer from some feeling of inferiority which they have just built up in their head. Okay, all throughout they suffer from this feeling. And this feeling does not end here. Later also in their career, they just keep on feeling like this. So this is a very bad situation. What happens is that, like, what is more dangerous is that these kinds of students, not only do they not have any interest, because let's admit here, when you are just 17, 18, 19 years old, I mean, you are not at a level of maturity that you know what exactly your interest could be. You don't even know the syllabus of the various departments. However, the dangerous thing is that some of these students do not even have the open-mindedness, the flexibility, and the persistence to kind of explore for themselves what their department has to offer. One important consideration which I would like you to think about is that, let's say for argument's sake that you join a certain department, you are not at all interested, and nowadays there is this hype regarding software jobs, and you end up taking up such a software job. All right, very good. You start earning a salary and all those things, but down the line, what happens? Do you think that maybe as a civil engineer or a mechanical engineer, you would be able to grasp the kind of opportunities which should otherwise be open for students who have actually formally trained in computer science or IT. That is also something to think about. Now, these are rather hi-fi things I'm talking about. Okay, I know the ground reality is that for many Indian families, many middle-class families, our situation is that we will get some kind of a job. So going into IITs, NITs, or a good government college is just like a gateway for us to get a good job. Okay, this is the truth. So if by getting that the good tag of the institute, you are able to land, even if it is a software job, and it makes somehow your family life a little bit better, and that makes you happy, and that is the goal. I mean, I support you all throughout. Okay, go ahead. I mean, get the tag, get the job, whatever you can get. Improve the situation of your family, because your first duty is certainly to your family. Okay, not to any higher order philosophy. But if you are the kind of person who has in your heart somewhat of a passion for or interest towards the actual subjects that you are studying, maybe you are interested in higher studies, then it would be really unfortunate if you stick around for some weird reason in a department, or studying a subject, so-called studying a subject in which you are least interested. Okay, that would be like a loss of your brain power. Okay, like your entire life you will be left agonizing over your decision. Okay, I forgot to mention this. I should have mentioned this earlier, that especially for people who are thinking of repeating, okay, not people who have already dropped or anything, maybe who are thinking of dropping or repeating and they have not yet appeared for their board exams, please be very, very careful about one thing, that no matter what you do in your entrance, your board exam will come only once. Okay, and that result will stick around with you all your life. Nobody is going to ask you what was your JEE rank. But in many places, especially if you go into academia, if you go into higher studies, people will ask you what was your 10th board result, what was your 12th board result. Believe me, I've gone through this myself. Even when I was applying for faculty positions, I had to fill this up. Okay, you probably don't know these things. I had to fill this up. My 10th board result, my 12th board result. Okay, so suppose you have gotten a position in your state board, then that carries a lot of weight. Okay, certainly the institute and which place you did your undergraduate from, what results you did, all of these things matter, but your board results also matter. So please be very careful about that. Final word of advice, remember that JEE is not the end of your academic career. Okay, it may be the end of your school career, but your real career starts after JEE. Okay, so if you are stuck doing something which every waking moment of your life you hate, then it is almost equal to like going into an arranged marriage just because you want to satisfy the wish of your parents of becoming grandparents. Okay, so remember, it is your career, not anyone else's. So please decide for yourself, thinking very, very carefully. So this is all that I have to say. Thank you very much and all the best in thinking wise.
तो यार थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग। वीडियो देखने के लिए अगर आप लोगों को कोई टिप्स सर का समझ में नहीं आया है प्रोफेसर का, तो आप लोग कमेंट में लिख दो, मैं उसको अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा। अगर कुछ डाउट है या कोई भी और प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहे हो तो वो भी कमेंट में लिख दो, मैं उसका भी सॉल्यूशन पूरा आप लोगों को देने का कोशिश करूंगा। ठीक है, थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग, बाय बाय।